Hi, it's Bruce, and welcome again to my Colorado Rocky Mountain Lab. And what I got to show to you today is a little project I've been working on last month or so. And basically, I had some parts in a junk box, one of which was an autotransformer or Variac. Variac is really more of a trade name, but it's pretty much widely used. Autotransformer would be the more general term. But anyway, I had this auto transformer in a box, and I thought, what a waste. I've been wanting one of these things for a while, so why not make one? So that's basically what I've got here is an auto transformer, and then we can change the voltage. And we get to read the voltage, which is nice. I've got a neutral and a hot output binding post, a plug, so I can pull 0 to 130 volts out of any of those, either the binding post or the plug itself. Power indicator, on-off switch, the Variac control. It's all self-contained, got a nice little handle. It's fused. Power cord. So, how did I go about this? Well, let's get through this rather quickly, and I'll explain it. Well, the first task was to find an appropriate cabinet that might work for Variac. And I found this old crowbar generator. It's a color dot bar generator RCA made many years ago and used for analog TVs, which are no longer in service. And I began to look at it and think, there's some possibilities here, especially with that big knob on the front. So I began to imagine, how would I convert this? And I noticed that, okay, well, the knob in the front's a good one, and it looks like there's plenty of room back there for the auto transformer. I could throw an on-off switch right here, maybe a toggle. I could throw an outlet in here. Here could be a pilot light for on-off. I could cut a box here, and I could put in an AC meter to read the AC voltage. And I have a place automatically on the sides that allows me to maybe put in binding posts. So I began to see the possibility here. So it came time for me to come up with a schematic, and I came up with this one. I've got a plug that will come bring the AC in from the wall. I'm going to need a fuse, toggle switch. That toggle switch is going to be able to turn on my pilot light, and it'll also turn on the power to the auto transformer. And I'm also going to need a little power supply to run the electronics for my LCD AC voltage meter. I bought the type that has the extra set of leads. It's a 4-lead device. 2 leads for the AC to measure, and 2 leads for the DC to run the electronics. So I needed a small 10 volt, roughly 10 volt to 12 volt power supply. And I decided to use a wall wart that I had that ran 9 volts, that when unloaded was running a little over 10, and when I loaded it up with the meter it still was running about 10, so that worked. So the output of the Variac came from the difference between the neutral common line and the tap that wiped the auto transformer. That then had to feed the outlet and my binding posts. So I stripped out all of the parts, and I took the knob that was on the center and I pried up the scutcheon plate that's in the center of the knob, flipped it over, cleaned it, and then spray painted it with some aluminum primer. Same thing with the main plate that goes behind the knob. I took that I took that escutcheon off and I spray painted it with some aluminum primer as well. Made it all white. The bottom plate I just removed, period. I didn't need it. I was going to use, I'm going to spray paint the entire remaining part of the cabinet in a nice blue, and I thought this would look nice there too. Here you can see the aluminum primer I was using. So here's a view of the AC wire coming in, and you can see it connected to the circuit using wire nuts. And we also have the AC fuse that's in here. So the fuse then gets wired to the switch and from the AC coming in as well. This is a view of my wall wart where you can see I've soldered it into the circuit feeding the AC to where the normally would plug into the wall, and I used heat shrink tubing to seal off the blades and in the soldered connection, and then the output of the unit fed directly to the meter. Looking in the background, you can see the liquid crystal AC meter. I've cut through the front plate in a way where the edges would be under the meter housing, under the meter display housing. But I had to remove the interior plate around it from the secondary chassis. So that, in essence, is the way that I came up with the design and worked on the box. The lettering, I used a Dymo letter tag that I picked up at Walmart, and some clear tape with the black lettering. That's how I got them lettered. And when you go to wire up these pilot lamps, just be particularly careful. They're heat sensitive and they burn out easily. I destroyed the first one just overheating it. So I had to do a very quick and gentle solder on the second one. Outside of that, that is really pretty much it. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.